Hi folks, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Greg and this is all Aboot candles. Happy Sunday everybody. Let's get into the weekly wax wrap up. These are all candles that I finished burning this week. I'm going to give you a quick breakdown of how each of them did. I am going to have sort of dedicated full length reviews out for some of these candles. I will link to them below if I do. Let's get things started out with a bang. It is Bath & Body Works Stranger Things Argyles Pineapple Pizza. Surfer Boy, try before you deny. I hated this fragrance, you guys. I really did. Oh, but you know what? The point of me reviewing candles is not to sort of pass judgment on my personal scent preferences. The point is to give you guys a bit of an idea of whether you would like it or not and how it performed. And I have to say, this candle performed really well. The scent notes are baked pizza dough, juicy pineapple, and fresh basil. And yeah, it really does smell like you just opened up a box of pineapple pizza. And it performed so well. Look at how clean that wax is. It's like pure white. I believe this had thin core wicks on it. No sooting, no smut. Burned beautifully all the way down to the bottom, and strength and throw was probably a 7. So as much as I didn't like this fragrance, this was a really good candle because it does smell like a pineapple pizza and it did perform well. I managed to put up with about half of it until I made it an outdoors candle. And even out there, I could still smell it and I wasn't in love. It's just not what I really want my house to smell like. But it is authentic. Mostly get doughiness and sort of like a dry pineapple vibe. So the fragrance wasn't for me, but the candle did perform really well. Strength and throw was a 7, really clean burn all the way down to the bottom. And then I finished off Mahogany Rose. This came out for SAS. What a boring looking candle. I mean, this SAS collection really was like phoned in. There was also an odorless hibiscus waterfalls. The scent notes are rich mahogany, black teakwood, soft rose petals, and rain-kissed English ivy. I believe somebody told me that this was a mashup of rosewater and ivy and mahogany teakwood. And then they just decided to call that Mahogany Rose. I really do like the fragrance though. I like the mahogany note that Bath & Body Works uses. Like, I love mahogany coconut, I love mahogany vanilla. And it's that same mahogany note, and it is balanced quite nicely with a soft rose. It's not like a really old lady rose. It's not a powdery rose. It is a nice, soft, sort of damp rose note. And I really do like it. And as far as performance goes, the candle burned really cleanly and nicely all the way down until I could see the wick nickels and it extinguished itself. However, strength and throw was like a 5. Nah, it's a bummer. And that might be me being a little bit generous. Maybe it was like a 4.5. I mean, it really was just kind of a write-off. It's a nice fragrance, but it just got lost and it really didn't project at all. You had to be pretty close to it to smell it, and even then it was fairly faint. If they could have just amped this up a bit, that would have been nice. You know, if it's actually smelled like you were burning a mahogany teakwood candle and a rosewater and ivy candle at the same time, and you were getting that level of strength and throw out of it, I would have really liked this, but not a repurchase or a recommendation for me on that one. I also did a vanilla musk Bath & Body Works. This came out in the neutrals line, and I had to order this from the States because it was an online exclusive. And because I just love vanilla and I love musk, and I was really hoping I would like this one, and I do like the fragrance. The scent notes on this guy are whipped vanilla, soft cedarwood, and suede musk. And it is a fairly mid to high ranging perfumey vanilla with a bit of a woodsiness to it, but sort of a musky perfume sort of vibe going on here. There's basically no fragrance left in this because I put it in a candle crock because I ordered 2 of these and I burned the first one and didn't smell it at all. I would say strength and throw on the one that I did burn was like a 2 or a 3. A 2 or a 3 for me means that you're basically standing over the candle, searching for the smell, and that's what I had to do to smell this candle when I was burning it. And I got 2 of them. And so knowing that it was so weak, I put the second one in my candle crock. I have found that a crock is the best way. I mean, if you've got a whole candle that you know isn't gonna have any strength or throw, I feel like the best bet is to throw it in a candle crock and to cook it. I would say that in my candle crock, it was maybe a 5.5. So even that way, it was like a 5.5. I don't know why I'm showing you this thing. I crocked the whole darn thing. Yeah, there's not much fragrance left in here, but I did like it. It was a very mid to high, sort of perfumey, slightly woodsy vanilla. It was nice. I also finished up a single wick from Bath and Body Works. This is Cozy Linen. This was a weird little, like, single wick mason jar collection. There's like a story on it. Feels like the promise of every dream coming true. Lily of the Valley petals, sweet orange, and cotton musks carry the comforting feeling of your crispest sheets and softest blankets. The scent notes are lily of the valley petals, sweet orange, and cotton musk. I mean, this just smells like a more bassy, sun-drenched linen. Like, there is a floral, but it's a soapy floral. You know, I mean, it's like a toned down laundry day. I mean, it's not even as nuanced and nice as a white t-shirt is, you know? I mean, and I like fragrances like this. I actually really like sun-drenched linen, and I like white t-shirt, although I find the candle very weak. And I even like laundry day. I do get a laundry day every now and then, so I don't mind those sort of like soapy smells, and that's just what this was. I can't go as far as to say that I was picking up on the lily of the valley and sweet orange. Cotton musk, yes. Yeah, I mean, it's a slightly floral, very high range, slightly floral, soapy, sort of laundry day scent. Cozy Linen. I don't get a coziness out of it because it's just such a highly ranged candle. But I actually enjoyed it, and the strength and throw on this was good. I always do single wicks in a hurricane in a medium space, and this got up to like a 7 that way, for sure. In a medium space in a hurricane, a 7. I would bet that if I were just burning it traditionally in a medium space without a hurricane, it would be maybe a 6. I think that in an open area without a hurricane, it would be down to a 5. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. It was okay. I also finished up Summer Breeze by Yankee Candle. I set a record for the fastest I've ever burned through a Yankee Candle. I've been around my house a lot, and I was burning this candle a lot. I love the fragrance. We have got Crystal Waters, Driftwood, and Honeysuckle, and it is a really nice ocean air, floral, slightly fruity. It's a lovely fragrance, but the strength in the throw is just not good. Oh, it's a lovely fragrance, but I think that the strength in the throw maxed out. I'm being generous. It maxed out at like a 6. And that's really too bad because it is a beautiful fragrance. If I could have gotten this up to a 7, it would be a repurchase for me and a recommendation, but I just can't do that based off of the poor strength and throw. The one thing that I did like about this candle a lot is that I could let it burn forever. I think I might have burned this sucker for like 8, 9, 10 hours at one point when I'm like working, which sort of helps me get through a village candle more quickly when I can burn it for long periods of time. They say that their wicks are like this special technology, blah, 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 blah. There is definitely something to their wicks. You don't want to trim them. They tell you not to trim them, and I can second that. You don't want to trim these wicks or they will dud out on you. But what was interesting about this candle was that the wax pool was sort of disappearing at the same time as the wicks were, right? So the size of the wax pool stayed consistent as the candle burned down and the wicks went down, right? So I could let this burn for a really long time without like 3 inches of it liquefying and ruining the candle, because the wax pool sort of kept up to the wicks. And so I really did enjoy being able to burn this for a while. And when I did have this going for quite a while and there was a good sized wax pool on it, that's when it got up to a 6. But I feel like kind of like an average 2-hour burn on this, like maybe strength and throw was a 5. Like, and you would have to burn this for at least 2 hours because it took a while to pool out too. Overall, you know, the candle did well. It was a really, really clean burn. Like, look at that. It was a really clean burn all the way down to the wick nickels, and it's a lovely fragrance, but the strength and throw was just not there for me with this one. Anyways, I also finished up a smoked butterscotch latte. This is a 6-ounce soy wax single wick candle from the Above Love Candle Company, based out of Chicago, Illinois. These were sent to me as a gift from the owner of the company, and I've really been enjoying them. Smoked butterscotch latte has definitely been a standout for me. The scent notes on this one are creamy butterscotch, cafe mocha, and a touch of fall bonfire. And this is a really nice, bassy, creamy candle. And it's got a really interesting smokiness to it. It's like a rich sort of dark smokiness. The smoky note in this is quite different from other sort of smoky candles I've smelled before. And I really like the butterscotch too, because it's not a super duper sweet, cloying, sugary butterscotch. It's like a really smooth, like lactonic butterscotch. Yeah, I really like this one. And it's not overpowered by like the latte coffee note. This is really nicely balanced. It's pretty much equal parts smoky, butterscotch, and coffee. And that's also how it came across burning. Really nice fragrance and really different from like the sort of smoky butterscotch coffee candles. We're getting a lot of them right now. Obviously it's fall, but I feel like there's even more smokiness and butterscotchiness and latte and coffeeness. I feel like there's even more of those things happening this fall than there usually is. And when it comes to those types of candles, this has been a standout for me so far. I really like it. And this was also pretty good for strength and throw. Now, single wicks, like I just said, I always do single wicks in a hurricane and usually in a medium to a small space. And that is how I burned this one. And it got up to a solid 6.5. Absolute presence about it. I actually really enjoyed this in my bedroom. My bedroom is actually like a medium to large space. And in a hurricane, yeah, I'd say it got up to a nice 6.5. And it burned really nicely and cleanly all the way down to the bottom there as well. And all of their candles come with a really cute little charm on them. If you do want to check these out, I'll link to them below. And if you use the code Aboot Candles Sent Me, you'll get 10% off. Thanks to OG from the Above Average Candle Studio for doing that for all of us. And yeah, so that's the weekly wax wrap up for this week, you all. I am going to confess to you right now that I am not actually here. I decided to take a long weekend this weekend, so as this video is being posted, I am probably beside a pool, sipping a drink, hanging out with my boyfriend, going on walks. We have like a summer place out about an hour and a half north. It's this lake called Pine Lake. And I've been going there since my childhood, like every summer. And my parents have like a nice place out there. And so every summer I like to make it out there for a little while. We get in the boat, we get in the water, we barbecue. So I'm having a nice sort of extended long weekend right now. And I've pre-recorded this video as well as some other videos. Y'all will be able to tell what I'm up to because I'm going to be wearing this same Madonna shirt in all of the pre-recorded videos. So I'm not coming at you today as live as I usually am, but I hope you're all having a wonderful Sunday. Thank you so much for watching me today. I really appreciate it. You can follow me on Instagram at allabootcandles. You can email me at allabootcandles@gmail.com. If you could hit me up with a thumbs up, comment, subscribe to my channel, please. That would mean the world to me. I'm like Tinkerbell. If you don't clap for me, I die. Until next time, my dear candle-loving friends, let's burn some candles and bitch about it. Thanks, folks. Bye now.